Hello and welcome back to Nightly Nerds. I'm Tote.
And I'm Ginger.
And we're playing Shovel Knight.
Yeah, Shovel Knight, the amazing, awesome game.
Best night.
Best night. Best cerulean night. All right. So, if you're recalling, we were talking, reminiscing death and whatnot while I go to attempt to kill the Queen Knight. Kill the Queen off with her head. With my Vorpal shovel, snicker snack. Sorry, I had to get another Alice in Wonderland reference. All right, you gotta break this. The further you can get tons of money from these too, because the further along the mission goes, the more money.
They give you, but you're losing your checkpoint.
Yep. On the later ones, I'll probably be very screwed.
You're making me nervous, especially with these jumping parts.
Yeah, a little bit. And time for Magical Dome.
Nice.
Oh, nope. Sorry, there's sparkly. Oh, I'm on the... There we go. There's sparkly bits. I gotta dig up whatever's in here. Oh, it's the trowel. I'm sorry, I don't want to hurt you, Truffle, but my eye core is full. Normally, when you dig up stuff like that and it happens to be a trowel, he will refill one of your chalices of a random one if it's empty. Because typically you've burnt through a lot of them if you're at that point.
Nice.
And whoop!
Woo, making me nervous.
Like I said, I've played through this quite a lot. I love this. Love it. But yeah, going back to like the death of your grandpa, like he's the whole reason we got the ability to start this.
Yeah, my grandfather is the benefactor. He's our patron, I guess.
Yep.
In a way, he gave me, he lent me some money, just enough to buy some equipment to kind of start this whole thing. Something I talked about, like me and Corey. Or Ginger, I've talked about for years. We should do this. It's so easy. No, it's not so easy.
It's actually pretty hard. But
we should do this. And I was like, well, here you get this. I also want to do a podcast, so there'll be a podcast coming out as well.
Yep.
But yeah, we bought this equipment and got everything going, and it was my grandfather. He's the reason why this is happening. Yep. So you can blame him. No.
I would have loved to meet him. That's like the one thing with his death that really like. I don't want to be like greedy. Sound greedy or selfish here, but it sucks because I wanted to meet him.
Yeah,
and I don't get the chance to now.
Yeah, it was. Well, he wanted to meet you. He wanted to do. There's a lot of things we wanted to do. He wanted to get updates on this and see how it was going. And it was one of those deals where he's like, "Hey, you need to do something, and I want to help you." I didn't approach him. He came to me and said, "I want to help you, Tote." He's the one that gave me that nickname, Tote. So he came to me and
she's all busty.
Yeah.
I love it.
And then it was just like, it seemed like the closer I got to doing this, the worse his health got.
Yeah.
And so, but I'm here and I'm doing it. So we're doing it.
Yeah.
And this is for you, Pop Pop.
Thank you for giving us this opportunity. So yeah, we have encountered Queen Knight, an interloper in our room, in our midst. Begone from the throne room, knave. I'm no more an intruder than you. You are not even a real queen.
Oh,
but you're mistaken. The enchanter saw me for my fabulous regal self.
And
now you all bow before me.
Oh, this is awesome.
You are not but a decadent dandy.
How dare you assume gender there, Shovel Knight? Check your privilege.
Prepare to taste justice. Get a decadent taste.
Yeah.
Shovel justice. Silence. Alright, one of the easier fights.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it doesn't look too difficult.
She'll get some different routines going on. They always get progressively harder and have like desperation mechanics.
I like the little skirt thing.
Yeah, I'm appreciating. Yeah, so now she calls out trumpets and confetti, and the confetti hurts me.
Ah.
Boom, boom.
Getting close.
Yep. So yeah, for those, especially Tote here, if you didn't notice, each of the circles on the boss's thing is equal to 2 hits from my shovel.
Okay.
Shovel Knight. All right, so we have defeated the Queen Knight, and now we have the amazing dream sequence where you have to catch our dear boyfriend.
Oh yeah,
because it's gender swap. Absolutely love the fact that they gave the choice of doing. Oh no, we don't have to catch him this time. Scary dream.
Nice, stand up already.
One of the funniest things for those who play on, well, I think it works on all of them except for I think the Nintendo systems, because I'm not entirely sure on this, but Nintendo systems, I don't know if they have like the whole like achievement and trophies and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
But when you first encounter the dream sequence, you can dig up the fire for gems. If you do that for the first time ever, it says only you can prevent forest fires.
Nice.
Smokey the Bear.
Smokey.
Oh. And so now...
Is Smokey the Bear still a thing? I'm sure he is.
I'm sure he is, too. Just
I remember he was a big part of my childhood. Like, when I was a kid, I felt like any moment someone's going to catch on fire.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah, it was so much high in propaganda. It just
I guess propaganda, safety, I guess, would be better.
Well,
they were so...
It's still safety propaganda.
I guess. Made it sound like the government was trying to...
No, but it was just like...
an anti-fire lobby.
I mean, and like D.A.R.E.
Yeah, I remember D.A.R.E. I'm sure D.A.R.E.'s still around.
I have not seen hide or hair of it in a long time.
It's actually in this room. I found my D.A.R.E. booklet. Like the little worksheet thing you go through, a little book.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hilarious.
It was just that, like, it was so much in your face as a kid. It felt like it was everywhere.
And I felt like at any moment some guy in the corner was gonna like open his jug, like, you want to buy some drugs?
Yeah, but in all reality, like, it's not a thing, so it doesn't need to be that much in your face.
Well, yeah, it makes sense to a degree. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's like some numbers on the effectiveness of it, how it wasn't or was effective. But yeah, let's say like fire. I remember it was like Smokey the Bear, every 5 seconds, only you can prevent forest fires. You know, and you're just like, oh my gosh, you know.
This is your head.
I remember there was
this is your head on drugs.
I remember there was
or whatever it is.
I remember there was this like song that came out. This guy was the stop, drop, and roll song.
Oh yeah,
like, gotta stop, drop, and roll. I can't remember exactly, but it was so. I don't know. I don't remember. I think there was some story like his sibling, a sister, or a brother had gotten singed, and they ran because of the fire. And the fire, the oxygen built off that from running, and they were engulfed in flames. I don't know if they died or what. I don't know if the story's true or if I just got it secondhand. But and there was a whole song and like a CD that came out about stop, dropping, and rolling. I was just like, man, is it that big of an issue? Are there just children lighting on fire across the country?
Oh no, don't do that. You'll burst into flames.
Yeah. Oh, and then there's like all that...
Spontaneous combustion.
And now that there's less people smoking, there's less spontaneous combustion.
No, speaking of spontaneous combustion, so we, what is it? I remember when I was living in my grandparents' house.
Okay, someone spontaneously combust?
No, it was, so at my grandparents' house, it's where I really learned how to like do like outdoor chores, because like all the places I lived never really had to like mow lawn, pull weeds really all that much. And I lived in my grandparents' house where they had like 3 different lawns, and I had to mow them every Saturday.
Yeah.
So
big yard.
And we had like one of those like big dumpsters that you could have regularly for like houses and whatnot. You just pay a little extra, and
like a dumpster behind a restaurant or something.
Yeah. And so I would constantly empty the grass trimmings in there. And apparently one day, because of the neighborhood I lived in, there's lots of Hispanic farms and horse corrals and stuff like that. A smell that I will forever be used to. But
manure.
But manure, and
I love that smell.
They ended up.
I love it.
It's
like
actually
the alfalfa horse manure combination.
Once you smell it for the first time, it's just like it's actually pretty pretty good smell.
Yeah, I like it.
And you get used to it. But so yeah, someone dumped just like a horse feed bag worth of horse droppings in there, and apparently horse droppings and gasoline grass trimmings start a fire. They cause spontaneous combustion.
I like the right combination. Probably hot.
Yeah, it starts heating it up, and I was just like, whoa, because like we had a huge fire in the dumpster and we couldn't stop it, and so we had to actually call the fire department. And I was like, wow, that was like my first instance to where like, yeah, careful what you throw away and what mixes and yeah.
Well, like throwing away batteries and stuff, that kind of stuff happens when people start fires that way, or
yeah,
chemical fires.
But literally at the bottom of that big huge dumpster was just grass trimmings and horse poop.
And it all went up.
And it all went up in flames. I'm like, whoa.
But you learned a thing.
I did, and learned a pretty interesting thing.
Don't they make bombs out of fertilizer and stuff?
Yeah, they make it out of fertilizer.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a hop, skip, and jump away.
Yep. Ow, crap. Stupid scaly man in the wall.
No, yeah, but I just remember being a kid, like, that was one of the things. Like, there'd be all those, like, mysteries, like, you know, the narrator's like, they don't know what happened. All they found was, like, the feet unburned, but the body was scorched and gone.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my gosh. And it's like, yeah, because they smoked. Everybody smoked back then, and so people fall asleep with a cigarette in their mouth. And the wick effect, you know, from the human body fat were closed, and it burned like an inferno, and they'd be scorched away. Now less people smoke and there's less spontaneous combustion, you know. But when you're a kid, you don't know that. It scared me to death.
Yeah, it was. Again, if you watched our Overcooked series, we talked about the school system. It's just that's one thing that like gets driven into your head is like all that safety stuff when you're in elementary school or grade school.
And it makes sense.
And it does, but it's like you don't have to drive it that hard. Cause
there's a point where it's like, are you scaring the kids or are you helping the kids? Because there's a point where sometimes you're just scaring them and just not doing anything.
That's what like D.A.R.E, with how much they drove that into us.
You think you scared kids or confused them more than anything?
It confused me because I'm like, in all reality, like you only really have to deal with peer pressure, and it doesn't have to be specifically about drugs or alcohol. Just teach kids about peer pressure, because my only real encounter with drugs was in high school. Someone offered me the marijuana cigarette.
Marijuana cigarette. Sorry, it's the way you said that.
And yeah, that was my only real a joint. That was my only real encounter with drugs.
I've honestly never been offered drugs in my life because you know people I hung out with didn't do drugs and I didn't do drugs and there were people I hung out with who did, but they knew I didn't, and they didn't even attempt to offer it to me.
Yeah, and I'd see that I had not necessarily hanging around those kind of people, but like as soon as I told them no, it was just like okay.
Yeah.
They just left it alone. I'm like, it's just peer pressure. All you got to do is give them the first.
Yeah, I understand that peer pressure. I'm not going to say it's not that bad because sometimes it can be horrifying. I understand there's parts of peer pressure, but most of it, I think it's more. It was less of like my actual friends and more of like the society of the school you go to. There's the pressure, you know.
Yeah.
But for the most part, peer pressure was like, not for me. It didn't bother. It didn't affect me that much.
I mean, for those of you that
it did, but not that.
For those of you that are still just in high school, it's like high school is
bullshit.
It's stupid, and don't think that the things you do.
Every kid you think is having sex and doing drugs and having like they're super mature, they're not.
Yeah,
they're probably not having as much sex as you think they are. They're probably not doing as much drugs as you think they are. Some of the kids you think aren't doing anything that are, they might be.
Yeah. The quiet ones are the ones that are usually like actually legitimately doing stuff like that because they don't care. They're not there to even brag about it.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
You know, and
don't ever feel like that you need to do something because it'll make you cool or whatever. Just
it ain't gonna make you cool.
It ain't gonna make you cool.
A difference.
And it's just probably gonna be a mistake.
I think the one that's funny to me is like I met people. This is mostly in college, who they must have had horrible high school experience. My high school experience for the most part was just that I just went to high school.
Yeah, pretty much.
And there was no bullying too much. I mean, you're wrong. I had my moments.
I got bullying like mad crazy because I'm a redhead.
Well, yeah, but that you don't have the soul, so it doesn't hurt as much. But no, but really, I And there's people who just like they hated jocks, like they just hated jocks. It's like, how can you hate a whole group of people?
And 90%
because
of the
maybe
time,
you had a couple people you didn't get along with or didn't get along with you, and for the most part, they probably didn't know you existed.
not to mention too,
That's
like
the worst part about it.
jocks aren't just like your stereotypical
Movie
jocks. They're it's a big mix of people that are just trying to get extracurricular kind of
in my
things.
high school, nobody was one thing. So there was no like, I'm a jock and that's what I am. There was a jock who was a skater, a jock who was a stoner, a jock who was a prep, a jock, you know. And there was same with anything else. There was a guy who was kind of preppy, but he also hung out with a group of skaters or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, there's a whole mix.
I mean, I
wasn't
mingled
that cliquey.
I mingled with everything. I was by
We didn't really have
definition
preps at my school, honestly, though.
by definition I was a band nerd, but I was friends with the jocks. I was friends with the skaters. I was friends with the heads and the burnouts. And
I think the biggest separator for me in groups was actually probably race. And that's because, again, I went to an inner city school. There weren't a lot of white kids, period. Oh, goodness.
yeah, no, there was far more Asians and Hispanics where I went.
Yeah, and I had a lot, definitely much more.
I got crushed.
But
Gotta start over.
a good amount of mostly black and Hispanic. Are we going way over?
But on that note, yeah, we went way over. So we'll continue that thought
I
on
want
the
to be in
next
charge
episode.
of the timer. You talk too much, man.
I got lost in the moment. I got lost in the conversation.
All right, so like, comment, and subscribe.
As always, give us some feedback.
I'm Tote.
And I'm Ginger.
See you next episode.